The chapter we're studying is called Exploring Biology. We're going to read 3 interesting passages today, and they're all about the scientific method. Let's get started.
Finding a question to explore is the first step in research. The answer to the question is often not yet known in the scientific community. Once a question is asked, a hypothesis is needed to guide the experiment. A hypothesis is a guess of what the answer to the question will be. This is always made before the experiment even begins.
A hypothesis is a guess as to what you think the answer to the question is going to be. A hypothesis comes before the experiment. In fact, the hypothesis can help the scientist design the experiment. But we won't get our question answered until after the research is completed.
After the hypothesis comes the experiment. An experiment is the most important part of research. The results of the experiment can often help answer the question. An experiment is carefully designed and usually done in several steps. If any of the steps fail, nothing new will be learned from the experiment. Oftentimes, many experiments need to be done to answer the question. Scientists have to be very precise during experiments.
Some experiments can take a long time to complete. Scientists design their experiments, and often those experiments have to be repeated. Some experiments produce a lot of data. Data is often found in the form of numbers.
Data is collected during the experiment. Once the experiment is complete, the data must be analyzed to see if the question was answered. A conclusion can be reached once the data has been analyzed. The conclusion says what was learned and if the hypothesis was correct. The data and results are then shared with other scientists, so the process can occur all over again.
Data is collected during the experiment. Researchers use this data to reach a conclusion. Sometimes a conclusion is not easy to make.